What's good, everybody? Welcome in to the Early Edge in 5. More best bets for the night in sports. A little bit of housekeeping before we get the stars of the show into the show. We have made a programming update. I talked to the bosses this morning. We thought it would be better than us doing a full national championship preview. We'll talk about it here on the show, but then we'll hand it off tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time to everybody. Chris Sassel and the crew on CBS Sports HQ. They'll take you all the way up to tip-off at 9:20 Eastern time. It's really nice to work at a network like CBS where we have the luxury of doing that. Also, do not forget, tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time, you do not want to miss the early wedge because we've got Steve Scott, who famously went one-on-one, toe-to-toe with Tiger Woods in the USM. He's played in the Masters. We'll get his insight. He'll also be making picks for us as well. Finally, congratulations to the chat. There's a reason I respect you all so very much. Today, we didn't have a pick on the Mets. It was part of our fade or follow. But you said in the chat, in fact, it was Big Cheesy that said, hey, the Brewers rake Carrasco. Well, last time I checked, Brewers 10, Mets 0. Well done on that research. Now, with all that being said, let's bring in the stars of the show. It's a Monday. You know I got frickin' Frack. You know I got Mikey B. You know I got everybody ready to go. So, before we get to our picks, guys, we got a big game tonight. The national championship. San Diego State, first time ever in the title game, taking on UConn. They've been there many, many times before. Different angles? Spector, we're starting with you. What does the data science team say about this game tonight?
Well, as far as betting lines go, I think everything that's out there is pretty spot on. Our SportsLine AI model has the total at 135, so only a 3-point edge if you're going to go with the over. I think that's probably because San Diego State has been great defensively, but they have played a lot of games coming up to this. And so UConn might get that little offense going a little bit more than the other opponents that San Diego State is playing. And then for the spread, the line is -7, and our model's got it at -7.13. We think there's no real edge there anyway. I'm personally pulling for San Diego State because my uncle went there, but that's all I got for you today.
All right. That total, by the way, 132 that Specty is talking about. The last game on Saturday, UConn's total was 149. That tells you how good San Diego's defense has been. Now, let me come to you, Mikey B, because tonight there's going to be a lot of players that maybe next year we say, hey, rookie of the year, we can bet on them. Who's a player you're looking at that you think is NBA ready?
Yeah, what's the NBA all about? Scoring. So Hawkins, I think, will be the guy that we'll want to watch on this game. He can score at will. We know there's no defense play in the NBA, so Jordan Hawkins will be the guy I'll be watching.
Man, this guy is NBA ready, isn't he, Mikey P? The only thing is he disappears a little bit from time to time, but he has got a green light by Danny Hurley whenever. I like this pick by you, Mikey B. All right, now, EC, I'm coming to you. Don't give me a pick yet. Don't give me a pick. But as you go into your lab, which I'm sure looks a lot different than Prop Stars and Sia and Specty, and I don't want to know. But what did your research tell you about digging into the game tonight?
You're going to be afraid of what my research told me, Coach. The one team that San Diego State gave up the most points to this season, the University of Arizona, gave up 87 in Maui. The biggest defeat that San Diego State suffered to this point this season. They've only lost one game by more than 10 points. They lost by 17 to Arizona. I think both of those tonight may be in jeopardy.
What a shock. EC bringing Arizona into this discussion. I will tell you this. My take on the game is this. I've watched every single game of San Diego State guys and UConn. I called on CBS Sports HQ 2 weeks ago. I said, I think UConn has the talent to go all the way. If they get to the Final Four, I think they will win the whole thing. I still believe that to be true. What did we see on Saturday night? 10 players get on the court for UConn. They've got size all the time. They take a big man out. A bigger man walks in the gate, walks in the game. So how is San Diego State going to score? That's my question. Because UConn, elite offensively with Jordan Hawkins, elite defensively with the big boys inside. UConn is the play tonight, at least according to me. Now, boys, well done on every angle right there. But this is early edge of 5. We got to keep this thing moving. So, Specty, everybody knows that watches this show and becoming so popular every single weekday. It's you starting us off. Let's go.
Yeah, well, because there's no NBA today and I wasn't expecting too much to do on the college championship, I turned to baseball for our first SportsLine AI pick for baseball, and we're going Braves Cardinals over 8 runs at -120. SportsLine AI over here is predicting 8.6 runs in total, so you got a slight edge on that. There's little data to work with because the season has just started, but the Braves in their first series against the Nationals, they averaged 5 runs a game. The Cardinals against the Toronto Blue Jays, a very good team, they averaged 7.3 runs a game in their first 3. So with the Cardinals leading the league in batting average at the moment with a .373 and the Braves rounding out the top 10 at .262, I'm looking for a high offense game going over 8 runs here. And then not one pick today, but 2 picks today, because Liverpool and Chelsea are playing a huge match in the English Premier League tomorrow, but that's at noon Pacific time before this show is going to air. So I had to get this pick in. Over 2.5 goals. Both these teams had disastrous weekends. Chelsea, they lost to Aston Villa 2-0 and got their manager fired because they lost. On the other side, Liverpool 4-1 Man City. They lost. They got destroyed as well. This means both teams really need a win. Chelsea's in the bottom half of the table. They're going to play a little more recklessly and try to score goals. And their last matchup, you're saying, well, it was 0-0 last time. They had the most expected goals of any 0-0 game, except for 2 matches in the entire Premier League this season. With 3.1, there's going to be more goals tomorrow.
Look at you. One of the 4 English Premier League games on tap for tomorrow. A rare busy Tuesday in the Premier League. Thank you, Specty, for getting us started. All right, Mikey B, you also have the night off from the NBA, but part of the crew that I'm molding, part of the crew that I'm putting together, do not apply if you can only do one sport, unless you're buckets. So, Mikey B, lean into the baseball world for me. Talk to me.
All right, let's do it. So first, we're going to go to the Rays and Nationals game. We'll do Randy Arozarena over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI at -120 on DraftKings. He went over this in each of the Rays' first 3 games this season. He had a home run Sunday, scored 2 runs in both the last 2 games. I think the Rays score a lot of runs in this game against Trevor Williams. He doesn't miss a lot of bats. For his career, he has just a 19.2% strikeout rate, and he's had an ERA of at least 4.35 in 3 of the last 4 seasons. Arozarena usually bats 3rd in the lineup against right-handed pitchers, so I think he's got a great opportunity to go over that prop. And then we'll do a more straightforward bet. We'll go to the Twins-Marlins game. We'll do Twins money line at -125. The Twins couldn't look much better. They swept the Royals in their first series, allowed a total of 4 runs over the 3 games. The Marlins can't score. They played 4 games against the Mets, losing 3 of 4, and they only scored a total of 8 runs. Tyler Mahle starting for the Twins. He's had a FIP of under 4 in each of the last 3 seasons. This could be a low-scoring game in general with Johnny Cueto going for the Marlins, but the Twins, they have the better lineup, the better bullpen, so I'll take them on the money line, -125.
Why do you got to take a shot at my Royals? Why do you have to do that?
They can't hit. It was ugly.
Driven me nuts my whole life being a Royals fan.
Sorry, Coach.
That's
it
okay.
happens.
2 years when I was at ESPN, I got to cover the World Series when we won 1 year and then we lost 1 year, but it was an amazing 2 years.
You got one.
Yeah.
All matters.
All right. Mikey B, well done. Specty, as always. Now, Rebecca in the chat says, I'm a little scared. Literally so many of the crew are on UConn. I'm almost scared. Oh, it just moved on me. There's so many of you in the chat. I hate when it moves like that. But you know what I'm saying. She says, I'm almost scared to bet because everybody at SportsLine is on UConn. So, Rebecca, what does that say about us? You don't trust everybody at SportsLine? That hurts. That hurts. Not that much, but it hurts a little bit. Now, I'm going to go next because, as you know, I promised you guys an expanded Masters Week. By the way, our friends over at The First Cut, they're going to be live every single night of the Masters after on the CBS YouTube page. Big page, big opportunity. Congratulations to those guys. So we have our own little show here called The Early Wedge. Now, there are rules here on Early Edge in 5, as EC knows. No moneyline parlays, unless you're me. This is technically not a moneyline parlay, though, so I'm kind of skirting the rules just a little bit. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go with a 3-way. This is a DraftKings, and this is the beauty of majors, of bigger events, is that sometimes you have more exotics. We call this an exotic. So I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go Scotty Scheffler to finish top 5, Rory to finish top 10. John Rahm to finish top 20. It's going to come back at plus 500. Remember, the Masters is not a full field event. Remember, there's maybe 20% of the field that can actually compete for 4 days. I've called the Masters 3 times digitally. It's the hardest golf tournament to consistently do well if you don't play the course well. These 3 play the course well. I love this play. We'll have plays all week long right here on the Early Edge in 5. EC, I hate to break it to you, but I just called the bosses about the show tomorrow and told them you were going to be on. They said call us back when Early Edge in 5 is over. I don't know what they want to tell me. I don't know what they're saying about that. I don't know. Are you excited about the early wedge tomorrow and your opportunity?
I am so excited, Coach. It's going to be a great show tomorrow. I'm going to provide great insight, and I already have some winning picks for you, some outrights that I'm really confident in. Now, first of all, I got to tell you about this, Coach. I have a pick for tonight's game and some baseball, but in transparency's sake, went 0-5 on Thursday and Friday in my baseball picks. It was rough. So Saturday I was in a wedding. You can see I got a little sun, and I did what I call a cleansing. So normally you would think a cleansing is you don't bet any baseball games, right? No. I was standing in this wedding. I had a lot of dead time. So what did I do? I bet every single game on the board on Saturday. I had action in every single baseball game. And you know what?
How'd that go?
I made a lot of money that day. I played props. I played parlays. I was all over the board. I am cleansed. So now we are ready to go for baseball.
Okay, well, just stop for a second because I haven't even asked for your picks yet. Like you're assuming that I asked for your picks. I didn't do that. By the way, Zach says EC is the man. Said nobody ever, except apparently for Zach.
Oh.
So you remind me, have you guys all seen the video of the dude who's sitting at a wedding and like in the 20th row and the video and he's watching his bet as they're doing the wedding? Like, yeah. And it's probably a $5 bet. That's what EC was probably standing at the front of the church or wherever the wedding was. Did you have your phone out secretly looking at your bets?
No, but I got yelled at by the groom after the pictures were taken because I pulled my phone out of my jacket and was looking at baseball scores. Because, there was like a great slate at 4 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. It's like 8 games. So I was like, I got to take it. I had every single game. I had parlays. I had SGPs. I had them all.
Yeah. Who gets married at 4 o'clock on a Saturday?
No. It was Arizona time. It was 5 o'clock Arizona time. But there was a great slate at 4 Eastern, which is 1 o'clock my time. So I had time to see what happened. I bet horse racing. I bet both basketball. I mean, I had it all, Coach. It was a cleansing, and I did great.
Every time you say cleansing, my mind does not go to a good place. So if we can stop talking about your cleanse and get into the picks tonight, and I would love it if you go in this order. Can you please do baseball and then do your basketball at the end, please?
Yes. Okay. Let's start with baseball. I like Matt Chapman tonight. He has 2 3-hit games thus far this year. Over 1.5 hits, runs, plus RBIs. You can get that at -110. I have him. He's 3 for 5 career against Brady Singer of your Royals. He has 2 3-hit games in 3 games this season, and he's hitting 6th in that Toronto lineup, which, as we saw this weekend against St. Louis, they can score like crazy. I think he's going to get his opportunities. All he needs an RBI single. I think we hit that and get us our first baseball win of the year. Now, Mikey B had a great bet with Randy Arozarena in the Rays and Nationals game. I'm going with Wander Franco over 1.5 total bases at +110. He's 7 of 11 with 4 extra base hits thus far this season, has at least 2 hits in every game. And Trevor Williams, who he's facing, right-handed pitcher for the Nationals, allowed left-handers to hit .319 against him in 2022. I think Wander at least gets a double, but I'm sticking with the 2-hit train, and we get our second win of the year. And then we're getting greedy here. We're getting really greedy. We're going to try to make some serious money with the Orioles, who lead the league in stolen bases. They have 10 thus far, which is by far the most. So Cedric Mullins is +185 to steal a base, and Jorge Mateo, who might or might not play, sat out yesterday with a finger injury. He had 4 in 2 games. So Mullins is +185 and Mateo is +210. We're going to roll with both of those guys to steal a base. John Gray, the Rangers pitcher, gave up 15 steals last season in 24 starts. When the Orioles get on base, they're going to run wild. So I'm rolling with those 2 Orioles to steal a couple of bases. And then, Coach, I have to make a pick in the game tonight. So some real analysis. When you look at San Diego State's 6 losses this season, 2 of them actually came to St. Mary's and Arkansas. If you remember, UConn polished both of those teams off in the second and third rounds earlier this year. And oh, by the way, UConn has won every game this tournament by at least 13 points. I think the game on Saturday night was their closest one against Miami. UConn minus 9.5 is plus 125, and I got this at DraftKings. They're crushing everybody. San Diego State's had a heck of a season, but give me that extra juice. I'll take UConn minus 9.5 to get my 98th and final win of early edge college basketball picks this season.
I was almost going to bring back the video of what I said on CBS Sports HQ about UConn. I said they will win by at least double digits. So I feel like EC just watched my take and brought it here to the show. That's what I feel like right now. I
came up with it last night. Last night, I wrote this down. I did my homework.
Now, while you were giving out your takes, the chat on fire, on absolute fire. Let's start with Big Cheesy. EC leads the league in catching the garter.
You know, they didn't do that. They didn't throw that thing the other day. I would have.
And I bet you went up and asked about it. What are we going to do that garter thing? I'd like to stand out here with the ladies, please. Zach says EC storyline is his cleanse. Oh, it just continues. Rex says EC would do this on his honeymoon if he ever got married. Wah, wah,
That's accurate. No, that's true. I think we all could agree. Listen, it's April. I can date again. I'm working on it for this week. The picks are going to go up. The dates are going to go up. It's all happening.
Did you put that under your name?
I did.
Instead of like a boutonniere, a little flower right here, EC's just gonna have betting tickets on his suit jacket.
He's just gonna walk around. Excuse me, ladies.
He's just gonna hand out winners right off of his chest.
Yeah, here you go. Here you go.
You need to change your little thing under your name for open for business.
Oh yeah.
Since you got the dating back.
Thank you. Yes.
I can just ladies. I got the Twins at minus 125 tonight. Interested?
Check out this parlay.
It's money line and throwing me over.
You know my percentages though. When I go on dates, what happens?
They go up. They go up.
Yeah, it does.
Correlation is not causation, EC, but I'll give you that.
Line of the day. Correlation is not causation. And right now, EC is like, I don't even know what the hell that means. All right, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of AB on the ones and the twos today. UConn minus 9.5. That's an alt line. If you're in a state that has a legal sports books, a lot of them will have alt lines where you can lay more points and get better juice. That's exactly what he's doing here. If you think they're going to win by double digits, this is a great play. It's plus 125 instead of minus 110 at minus 7. Then Matt Chapman over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Kind of a new feature that a lot of sportsbooks have been doing here in the early season, and we absolutely love it. Wander Franco over 1.5 total bases. Then Cedric Mullins and Jorge Mateo to both still a base tonight at plus 185, plus 210. Then the speculator. He's got 2 plays today. Braves Cardinals over 8, minus 120. Then tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is when we tape and do live, early wedge, 12 p.m. Pacific. Chelsea, Liverpool over 2.5 goals, minus 125. Then if you're going to cash with Mikey B, it's going to be these plays. Randy Arena over 1.5 hits, runs, or RBIs. Twins on the money line, minus 125. And then my first, but most definitely not my last Masters play. I'm putting these 3 together, plus 500. Scheffler, top 5. McIlroy, top 10. John Rahm, top 20. Whew. Now, this is the end of our week. We do everything differently here at the Early Edge. You guys know that. You've made that possible. I just went through all the numbers from March. Can I please tell you that you guys have given us, outside of the Super Bowl, the biggest month we've ever had. And it was all basketball. You guys did that at home. We didn't do it. You did it. Can't thank you enough. You find every show that we do. And that means the world to us. So with all that being said, enjoy the game tonight. Tune into CBS Sports HQ, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll take you all the way up to tip. We'll be active on social media as we always are. But with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these in-5 tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Lobo, Speculator, Mikey B, EC, and AB on the ones and the twos in the back. I am the coach. We're here every single day. Just because basketball's about over doesn't matter. Just because football's in the rearview mirror doesn't matter. We do it all. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about right here at the Early Edge, where sometimes, yes, just sometimes, we do it in 5. Good luck.